Hello and welcome to the SortaOkay Newscast.
Yeah, this is our new show that we're going to be doing. I think it's just going to be sporadically for right now, but we like talking about nerdy news and like all the stuff that's come out, so we decided there was a lot of news that came out this past week that we wanted to discuss. So it's our channel, and we decided, let's discuss it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So first main story, go ahead.
First main story, it's really kind of like a minor story, but, you know, and say what you will about the state of it, but we got the cast of episode 9.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a small story. It was trending on Twitter for like 2 days, so I'd say it's kind of big.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, for like a movie, it's like, you know, usually we hear that one cast, or like that one cast member joins, and that's it. But when, you know, we get a cast list, it's like, oh,
yeah,
you know. But pretty much, Star Wars Episode 9 will be, of course, produced by Kathleen Kennedy, J.J. Abrams and Michael Rowan, and executive producer Colin Green and Jason McGowan. Sorry if I butchered any of those names. But, I mean, so far, it's like, yes, Kathleen Kennedy's still running things. Whatever. The Last Jedi, it happened. It's whatever. It didn't make me hate Star Wars. She could run it. It's fine.
We still have a year and a half now for people's palate to be cleansed, if you will, for Episode 9. I'm still excited for it to see what they do.
Plus, J.J. Abrams is back with this one. And something I think I've learned about J.J. Abrams is, you know, J.J. Abrams never really... I don't think he really would be okay with, like, doing, like, a whole trilogy. I think what he wanted to do was, like, he did number 1, and then he wanted to see what another director would do with it. But then he wants to go in and do his thing. So I think it's not... But I think we're going to get back on track with what J.J. Abrams set up.
And I also like J.J. doesn't like to spoil anything in his trailers. He's very meticulous about not spoiling anything.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to that. Let's just go ahead and I'm just going to read off, you know, returning cast members: Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, Lupita Nyong'o, Domhnall Gleeson, Kelly Marie Tran, Jonas Sudemuno, and Billy Lord. So pretty much all the cast members coming back, you know, Rey, Finn, Poe, Kylo, like all your main cast members are back. They say the new cast is going to be Naomi Ackie, Richard E. Grant, and Kerry Russell.
Did you also say Billy D. Williams?
Not yet. So those returning from this trilogy, but then there's 3 people returning from the original trilogy. Those are Mark Hamill, Billy D. Williams, Anthony Daniels, and Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, so
that's the biggest news.
So I think the biggest surprise to me is Billy D. Williams. I think it's like, oh, okay, we're getting Lando back, and that's going to be kind of nice because, especially with now we've seen a little bit more the relationship between Han and Lando in Solo. I want to see his reaction to like seeing him like, okay, you know, like he knows Han's dead now, stuff like that. And pretty much they said that they're gonna digitally add Carrie Fisher in.
Nope. It says specifically on Star Wars website. It says the role of Leia Organa will once again be played by Carrie Fisher using previously unreleased footage shot for Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So they're not digitally adding her in. They are just using footage of her that they're going to edit around.
Well, yeah,
I don't know
so
how
it's like kind of like digitally adding them in. Like she's not going to physically be there though.
They're going to use shots they've already shot with her though. They're not going to put her like a digital face like they did with Tarkin. It's going to be shots of her, just unreleased footage. So they're not digitally putting her in. They got permission from her daughter, which is Billy Lord, and I'm pretty sure it's Billy Lord. So if I'm mistaken, sorry. And her brother also tweeted that he accepted it too. So they asked the family. They said it's good with putting her in. I assume she'll probably have a small role in it because they can't have too much footage that they have.
Yeah, and well, it worries me a little bit. Like I'm hoping they kind of wrap her story up. They kind of have to. I mean,
yeah, they're kind of limited to what they can do.
So, and I hope if and when they do, they give her a proper send off.
Yeah.
You know, with Mark Hamill returning, we kind of already knew that.
I assume he'll be a Force ghost.
He's gonna be a Force ghost. Kind of already thought that. I think
I'm interested, see where the story goes from here. But I think that was like the big news. Just Carrie Williams going to be in it, Mark Hamill's going to be back, and Billy D. Williams. People have been asking for Lando to come back, so Lando's back.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, let's see where the story
Star Wars
goes.
You know.
I'm gonna be hyped for it next December. So, but we still have a year and a half for it. It's still gonna be a long ways to go. But yes, that was that story.
Plus, I think honestly, with the news about Clone Wars coming back, and it definitely we see more of Ahsoka, and without giving spoilers, with a certain character we got in Solo, I think they really want to bring Ahsoka into the live action movies.
We'll see. I don't know. It could be in the other trilogy too. All right, next, you ready to move on to the next story?
Yeah. So
that was a good story. This one's kind of a,
Yeah, this one's not good for, movie fans. I've seen a lot of, reviewers and stuff. They've been really, not too happy with Moviepass of late. We're fellow Moviepass subscribers.
As an aside, I just want to mention, kind of the whole reason we started our channel was because of Moviepass.
Yeah, it did allow us to go see all those smaller movies that we really couldn't, we
didn't want to pay.
Yeah, we can't really drop $12 3 times a week to go see a movie. This allowed us to do this, and I mean, it sucks.
Yeah, so let's get into the story. Pretty much what happened was last Thursday night, people were trying to go use their Moviepass, and they just said it was a service outage. Mm-hmm. It was reported the next day on Friday that it wasn't really a service outage, it was that they ran out of money.
Yeah.
So, they had to borrow, their parent companies, the companies that own Moviepass, had to borrow $5 million just to keep the company up and running. So they didn't have the money to pay for all the stuff, all the movies that people are using. And then they tweeted on Friday that it was all up and running, but as of today, which is still Sunday, I've looked and you still can't see Fallout, Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yeah.
It's still all grayed out, so I don't know what's going on with Moviepass right now.
And I've been one of those people who's like, a lot of people are just looking to complain. Like, what are they complaining about? So what, they do shady things. At the end of the day, you're still getting movies.
Yeah, I think it was free. A fun run while it lasted. I hope it stays around.
This is a big warning light though, because one, I mean, that if that was me, that would have if I took a day or family members and I planned this whole okay, I don't have the money but I could use my Moviepass, and
Thursday
what if
night.
Yeah, and what if you spent so much on dinner and then you couldn't afford the movie ticket and you went up there. That's really bad. And then on top, it's not the service went down, I can't do nothing about it. No, they ran out of money.
Yeah.
There's no way, unless they jack up their prices, there's no way that they're gonna keep suffice, because they ran out of money.
Yeah, an article came out a few months ago saying that they were losing about $20 million a month on just their company. So no one really thought it was gonna last, and like I said, it was fun while it lasts. And also now you got AMC, the ticket stub thing that they just released.
The ticket stub, which sucks because we don't really have an AMC around here, so we can't really get onto that. But on top of that, too, especially now, you can't see Mission Impossible. Mm-hmm. I think they're doing it where, the new movies that come out, you can't go see them. It's well...
And what's the point?
Yeah, so I gotta wait 3 weeks to go see this movie?
And
I'm gonna
also,
be so behind.
they started a peak pricing thing too. So now if you go see a popular movie on the weekend, you got to spend an extra $8. To me, I'm like, really?
That's just the price of it. Yeah.
I mean, you're saving me $4 on a ticket, maybe, and when you still spend $10 a month on the pass itself, I'm like, are you really saving a few bucks here and there? Maybe is it really worth it?
And then on top of that, you have to take a picture of your ticket every time you think. That's been annoying. Mm-hmm. And sometimes the app's not the best. I mean, it's just...
It's a cool idea. Like I said, we used it a lot. It's we've definitely got our money's worth out of it.
But now, I will say, though, but maybe the AMC thing will help it a little bit, but definitely if that wasn't around, I think we would see a big change in the box office of late, because I think...
Of the smaller movies.
Because... You and me especially, we've kind of grown accustomed now to not having to pay for a ticket every time we go see these little movies. And
I honestly wouldn't have seen these movies if it wasn't for Moviepass.
Yeah, and the only option now we have, unless maybe Regal comes out with Cinemia, but that limits us to 3
movies a month.
3 movies a month, which I mean can help, because there's definitely some movies that come out and it's okay, I don't mind spending my money on it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it kind of sucks, but I think Moviepass, at the end of the day, if it does go out, I think it will change the landscape a little bit, because people are going to be very accustomed now to not having to spend all that money when they go out.
Mm. So yeah, it's sad. It's supposedly still working now, so we'll see. If some miracle could happen and turns it around. I don't know. Other company could buy it. I don't know. They could raise their price, but it seems like they're doing all these little things, they're just warning signs to me that especially them running out of money.
Yeah,
So
like you run out of money. That's a big thing. But I've never once come across a company where they've ran out of money.
Yeah, and you couldn't use their service for it. So we'll see where it goes. How this story, the story of Moviepass develops. Also, okay, you ready to move on?
Mm-hmm.
Next story is kind of a controversial one. We're just gonna give our opinion on it to the point, and not try not to take a side like too hard. I would say we definitely have an opinion, but let's not be too harsh on it.
I'll try not to.
Yeah, but we both agree, I think, on this. But let's just go ahead. So this happened actually last week. So this is kind of an older story, but James Gunn was fired from directing Guardians of the Galaxy 3 by Disney because of offensive tweets.
Yeah, so right off the bat, it's saw what he wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not funny. Definitely
no. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not good. But right off the gate, are you freaking kidding me? This was over 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And I mean, this man has changed. He has done amazing work. The good thing is, I think at the end of the day, his career is not hurt. He will still easily find work. But this was over 8 years ago. James Gunn as a person has changed dramatically.
Yeah, he used to make these really outlandish movies that were really bad. So he was making them as a joke. Some of just to be fair, he was making really offensive jokes about these things. I have a list here. He made 9/11 jokes, pedophile jokes, AIDS, Holocaust jokes. These are really inappropriate topics to make jokes about. To be fair,
yeah.
But if he was doing this now, maybe I understand. But this is 8 years ago.
This is 8 years ago. Everybody at that Twitter was such a different landscape too.
This
nobody
was
really
before the Time's Up and the Me Too movement and all these politically correct things you have to do. If you're famous now, you can't really get away with anything that you were able to back then.
Yeah, and it's just if he was still acting like that, if he was still doing that, then I'd be definitely don't be associated with him. But guess what? I guarantee you, half the staff seriously, half the staff at Disney probably at some point in their life in the recent 10 years has posted something like that or made a joke like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone's made an offensive joke at some point in their life.
And especially Disney, they need to stop acting like they're so. You look at some of their old movies. There's some very certain characters in their older movies, and even relatively somewhat new, that are very kind of racial.
Yeah. There's pictures going around on Twitter of saying, oh yeah, Disney does this, but take a look at some of their past movies. My biggest problem with this is just the fact that it was a political movement. Honestly, it was because James Gunn, like a lot of celebrities at this time, I don't personally like to get into politics, but from what I've read in news reports, is the guy that was trying to bring him down was a Trump supporter. And he was James Gunn's very outspoken about not supporting Trump, so it was more of a political thing, which I hate to get into, but it was they try to discredit all of his statements by doing this, and it worked.
Yeah, and it's stupid. It's even more stupid at Disney because okay, with the Roseanne situation, I understand this happens. You can't just ignore this. Mm-hmm. But see, the difference thing about Roseanne was
she's targeted a specific person.
She's targeted a specific person. It happened recently. Mm-hmm. She has not really shown a big change over the years too. She's slow. She's kind of
known for that.
Yeah. So you have that. You get rid of her. That's fine. And, that's just a smaller show. Mm-hmm. Where the Guardians franchise, James Gunn, you could tell that that's his movie, and those movies have his feel. Yeah. And it's at least he wrote the script. This was probably going to be the last one that he does.
Yeah.
And it's why don't you just have him not do the press tour? He can come out. He came out and said it. He apologized mm-hmm. for it, and he could have just not been on the press tour. He could have just really he does things to help. He supports actors, supports this, and he has the cast supporting him. This was just a really stupid move by Disney.
Specifically, Dave Bautista's been very outspoken about supporting James Gunn. He's Chris Pratt, and Chris Pratt's kind of been taking the neutral stance. He's tweeted Bible verses, house divided, that, and he's I think Zoe Saldana, they've been trying to take the neutral approach. Like, they're not really happy about it, but they're not, like, attacking people about it. But, like, Batista was, like, very supportive of James Gunn.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, it's a little bit aggressive, but I don't kind of want to, like, really see another director's take on Guardians. I don't.
I think the Thor Ragnarok director can do it.
If he... But I don't think he's going to be on the project. I think he's actually busy doing something right now.
Yeah.
But no, like, this is just stupid and just really quick about Disney. I think it's just stupid. Like, people get offensive about everything nowadays.
So, before we wrap it up, I'm just going to read James Gunn's response to this. He tweeted, he has 5 different times, so I'm just going to try to quickly get through them. He says, many people have followed my career, know when I started, I viewed myself as a provocateur, making movies, telling jokes that were outrageous and taboo. As I've discussed publicly many times, I've developed as a person, so has my work and my humor. Next tweet is, it's not to say I'm better, but I'm very, very different than I was a few years ago. Today I try to root my work in love and connection and less in anger. My days saying something just because it's shocking and trying to get a reaction are over. For the record, when I made those shocking jokes, I wasn't living them out. I know this is a weird statement to make, but it seems obvious, but still, here I am saying it. Anyway, that's the complete honest truth. I used to make a lot of offensive jokes. I don't anymore. I blame my past self for this, but I like myself more and feel like a more full human being and a creator today. Love you and to you all. So,
and see, I love Guardians, but I really want this to come back in Disney's face because I think this was such a stupid and weak move by Disney. I think they're trying to make themselves that and this wasn't Kevin Feige or anybody at Marvel. This was the parent, company of Disney. These were the high corporate.
This was like CEO of Disney.
CEO of Disney, which, I'm sorry, but that was a pathetic move. I'm like...
Like, I get that you can't make those jokes, but I don't know. It's just like, you hired him. You should have known. Like, that's my thing. You hired him, and you should have known, like, his past before you did it. It's your fault for hiring him in the first place.
John Campea brought this point up very too. They knew about those tweets before I guarantee you, there's no way
Disney do a background check on
did
people.
not do a background check and be like, James, yeah, you're hired. No, I'm pretty sure they saw that and they're like, oh, okay. But because someone brought it out, so what? You hired that man. You've been sticking by him. He's made you money. He's brought a franchise for you. You should, in a way, too, also support him because he has changed. And it's not even a big, huge change either. He never really was a very vulgar person.
As he said, he was making those tweets for the purpose just to get a reaction, more so than, actually believing what he was saying. He was just making it, just to prove a point more so than anything else.
Yeah, and like I said, I think, honestly, it brought more attention firing him than keeping him on. I think you could have easily kept him on, and there's no way Disney would. I think. Yeah, there's no way Disney would have had that big of a backlash with it.
Before we end, there is a petition online if you wanted to sign it. It's change.org. All you have to do is just Google James Gunn rehire. Not that it's probably going to do anything. Last I checked, it had over 300,000 signatures though, so it's quite a few people are behind him. So if you feel so inclined, you can go sign that change petition.
Yeah, hopefully they keep the script, and if anything, if they don't make him the director, what they'll do is they'll secretly just bring him on as a producer, and he'll heavily watch over it, so that we could have some conclusion to his saga of Guardians.
Yeah.
Because then after that, fine, I'll like take the Guardians wherever you want, but I want him to finish this.
All right, moving on. Speaking of who's going to become our new overlords, pretty much Disney. The Disney Fox deal has officially gone through. The shareholders last Friday approved the $71.3 billion purchase.
Yep, and before you jump to any conclusions, it's like, wow, they were doing the, to some people still think that, they were doing this just to get Fantastic Four and X-Men. Definitely not. This whole deal was...
It's a benefit, but Fox is a big company.
Disney was doing this to get that, plus also a movie library, Fox Sports.
Nope, hold on. To be fair, so it says, I'm going to read off the article from comicbook.com. It says, the merger will see the creation of a new Fox, a separate agreement that transfers the company assets to Disney. So these are the companies that won't be involved in the Disney Fox deal. It says... Fox News, sports, and broadcast-based businesses.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So that's not included. So Fox News Channel, Fox Business Network, Fox Broadcasting Company, Fox Sports, Fox Television Stations Group, and Sports Cable Networks, FS1, FS2. So basically, sports and news are not part of this deal.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. But I definitely do think it was a move for their streaming service because they wanted that library of movies. They
have Avatar. They have The Simpsons now. Two big properties.
Which is confusing because Avatar's at Disney already.
Yeah, but now they own the rights to it.
Yeah, now they officially own the rights to it.
Now they own FX, the channel FX, and FXX as well.
And this is, I mean, we've been following this story for such a long time, and us mainly, we just really looked at it as like, we want Fantastic Four and X-Men in the franchise, but now the question is like, okay, we still do have to wait for the government to approve it, but I'm pretty sure
most people seem to think it's probably going to go through.
Yeah, because the whole thing with Time Warner kind of showed that their deal. But now I wonder, okay, you're gonna get these characters. Now, are you gonna make us wait forever? Or are they gonna implement them quick? Like at the end of Avengers 4, like I wonder if Kevin Feige, because he said he's waiting by the phone for that phone call. Like I wonder if they had another route. Like okay, they didn't get it. We'll go this route. Oh, okay, we did get it. Okay, end credit scene, Fantastic Four.
Or here's
X-Men.
Doctor Doom, or here's Galactus, or here's Magneto.
Yeah.
Somebody pop up. So we'll see how it goes. So speaking of that, like a CEO, it's funny how we go from bashing Disney to saying, oh yeah, this is cool. But he was he was very excited to mention. He says it's looking forward to expanding the Marvel Cinematic Universe to include X-Men, Fantastic Four, and specifically Deadpool. And I thought it was interesting that he specifically mentioned Deadpool. So that kind of means that Disney's kind of on board with Deadpool rated R. I think, keeping the trend. Which
again, they do that.
Yeah, super offensive jokes too.
Super offensive, but
yeah.
It's cool, because we've said this many times. I think if you could bring any character over, Deadpool can always be the one. And we've been hearing many stories about the Dark Phoenix movie and New Mutants. I wonder if now these might just get released to a streaming service or a Blu-ray.
I think this spells the end for the X-Men universe. I don't think New Mutants is going to get a theatrical release anymore because it was originally supposed to be. It was originally supposed to be out earlier this year.
Yeah.
And then it got pushed back to next year, and I think it even got pushed back further now. And I heard that there was studio was mad that they told them not to make it into a horror movie, but then the trailer came out and it was a horror movie, so they wanted to reshoot it, so it's not. So this movie doesn't look like it's gonna happen.
And if anything too, I wonder, when Disney launches their streaming service, it's great they'll have all their Disney movies, Marvel movies, that's great. But what DC's doing, you need something to bring them in, something new. They got DC's got Titans. What are you gonna bring? They probably have some things planned, but oh hey, we're gonna show you you could watch the New Mutants the movie straight on streaming service today.
Yeah.
And they could have that movie and just it doesn't have to be an implement to any part of the
standalone.
Because it's standalone, but Dark Phoenix, that's confusing. Because it's been on Entertainment Earth.
It was supposed to come out at the end of this year, but then that got pushed back too.
It got pushed back. Some people are speculating that they're fixing it to
include Marvel Cinematic Universe.
But from what I've watched, many movie news channels, and they've stated that early press screenings for this movie were horrible.
Yeah,
they said it was bad.
So I guess we're just gonna have to see where. It goes from here. It's exciting news, though, for the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah,
now that they got...
I'm glad.
That Marvel's actually all together now.
Yeah, I want... I don't even really care too much about the X-Men. I just want the Fantastic Four there. And I know that John Krasinski,
John Krasinski?
Yeah, he, I think they said they had he stated that they had a screenplay or something.
You have this thing where you want John Krasinski and Emily Blunt to be Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman.
Maybe not even Emily Blunt, just John. I just want John Krasinski to be Mr. Fantastic. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Please make that happen, Disney. You took away James Gunn. Give me Jim, please.
Yeah. Well, I think that's gonna do it for our news stories this week. A lot of big things happened. I don't know when we're going to do another one of these shows. We were going to think about doing it weekly, but it depends on, what big news comes out and our own, personal situations
Yeah.
to have time to make the video.
Yeah. And also we we're trying to make this into also a podcast format. We hope to make it maybe news or just talk about topics through the week, and maybe have people on the show. But I think that's going to do it for us today.
Yep, and as always, you can hit that subscribe button right there and check out one of our other movies reviews right here.
Alright, that's going to do it. Thank you very much for watching our video today, and you have a good day yourself. Thank you.